Welcome. It is June and it is Pride Month. And for people that don't know what Pride Month is, it is a month for people that are gay, bi, transgender, and non binary celebrate their acceptance in American culture and around the world. And the other day, to kick off this podcast, I did a poll and I asked, even though, bisexuality isn't placed under this exactly for Pride Month, I asked the question because a lot of my female audience always wonder about the models that I post on socials and the ones that I represent. All of them are straight. Hate to tell you. However, every now and then I like to throw a curveball in there. And with that poll, I asked them, could you or have you ever dated a bisexual person? And when I tell you the hate train poured in, the hate train poured in. Um, I had several women say no, no, heck no, not to my knowledge, which is a very good answer because, ladies, a lot of your men like a little extra behind your back. But sadly, with the pressures of today's culture, a lot of them won't tell you because it's not even the fact that they feel like you're going to quote unquote out them. It's the fact that they feel like you're going to attack them maliciously, and a lot of men aren't going to open themselves up to that. Now women kind of get a pass. I mean, this is one of the few things where women kind of get a easier pass cuz when you bring up that topic with women, like two women, oh, everybody's all for it. I mean, you have the oh older people that are not with it. Like, but more say you're gonna have more people being of agreement of two women versus two men. And sadly, we need to work on that because who you love is up to you. It's your choice. It shouldn't be determined on what anybody else has to say. But yeah, going back to my poll, yeah, not to my knowledge was a very great answer because you don't know unless you see somebody eye to eye, like what they're doing, because a lot of these people aren't going to tell you. And that's also why it's important to check your sexual health every 3 to 6 months, especially if you change sex partners, because when somebody is scared to tell you, they start withholding that information. Then they put your life in danger, which is why a lot of women these days have more infections and viruses than men. I mean, men have them, but women have a greater chance of getting them because of this whole topic of bisexuality. And yeah. So, I mean, my suggestion is if it doesn't concern you, leave it alone. The best answer you can possibly give a person. But no, you have other ones on my poll that says, no, I've never and won't ever. You had a couple women say yes, and that is very shocking. But those are also the women that probably get whatever they want from their men. Like everybody has that one thing that you just have to work through. And not saying that's something you have to work through, but when you lay all your cards on the table, so to speak, you know what you're in for. And most women can, if they can deal with it, um they have a better relationship with their male partner. And that's good to see. But there are a couple individuals that, they want to eat their cake, their ice cream, add sprinkles, like they want to dib and dab because a couple of the people responded, I've dated a bisexual guy and probably never again. And I was like, well, why did they say that? And one says, yes, I have, and we have fun while it lasted. However, they went back to the opposite sex. Me personally, I feel like that is the biggest fear when you deal with somebody that's bisexual, because you always have to worry about, are you going to continue to be with me? Are you going to go with somebody else? Are you seeing somebody behind my back? In the way the human mind works, you are not ready for that headache. Like, you just want to dip and go. Like, so I want to say that this is a safe space for anybody that identifies any way that they choose to, but especially for the bisexual individuals, because I feel like they get more criticism than anybody else that I see people go after. I mean, yes, you're transsexuals who are still, not considered a certain gender or aspect in the whole entire, representation of who they are. When it comes to that, like, we have a long way to go when it comes to letting people identify how they want to. Like, if Jimmy wants to identify as a frog or an amphibian, let Jimmy identify as that. Like, I never in my almost 30 years have seen so many people worried about what other people are doing and who they are dating. Like, if you're so worried about what somebody else is doing in their relationship or who they're dating, then why don't you just ask them out? I mean, you're so intrigued. I would hope, you wouldn't waste your time. I mean, get some benefit out of it. Don't chatter behind the lines, like, I'm not encouraging adultery, but shoot your shot or shut up. I mean, because sometimes that gets old. Like, I will log into Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and I will see that same conversation over and over and over again. And I'll be like, damn, like, do y'all really find joy in being judgmental or just being inserted into somebody else's romantic entanglement or whatever they want to refer to it as? I mean, me personally, I don't care. If I don't date you, you don't pay my bills, you're not my parents, you're not my client, you're not a close friend. I don't care. Like, associates, we'll speak when we speak. But outside of those people, I don't care who you're dating. I don't care what you're doing. Like, if you're not on my radar, I'm definitely not checking for you. I'm not overextending myself. I'm not wasting energy in a situation that doesn't bother me. And for Pride Month, I just want people to start minding their own business when it comes to other people's relationships or sexual preferences. Like, let them be happy. If 2020 didn't teach us anything, be thankful that you wake up, okay? Because so many people didn't. And there are 100 million other things that people can be worried about. And crazily as it sounds, people are still focused on women dating women, men dating men, vice versa, like polygamy. Like, let these people live. Please just let them live. Like, that's all I ask. Like, we should be more worried about why Congress is denying women equal rights, or that, we're in a job crisis where people aren't applying for jobs. Like, we need to be more worried about that than about Sue and Sue Ann, or Jimmy and Bob and George, or Tiffany and Hibachi, whoever is dating. So to close out today's cupcake chat, choose love, choose yourself, and be kind and respectful to others. Don't tolerate, educate your mind. It's the best thing you do. Like, educating your mind helps you understand, because if you're tolerating, that's still ignorance on some scale. Educate yourself, choose how you feel, keep your opinions to yourself, and that's one less thing you have to worry about seeing on the news. But until next time, this is your host, Jazan Azari. Make sure you follow me on socials at Jazan Azari, and I will talk to y'all later.